Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. Hope you guys are having a blast. Look, it's going into Memorial Day. I love this shirt because I believe it's through the fallen heroes that I'm able to do this video, that you're able to go out there and watch it, that we're able to be free in this world. So I'm excited about this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, but I gotta do a shout out, man. Joe Tyson over at uTHRiV. I had the opportunity to get a phone call from him about a year ago now, just a little over a year ago. And he said, Troy, I want to know if you'll come in, if you'll work with me, if you'll help me, if you'll advise me, if you'll advise my team. I said, Joe, it'd be an honor, man. Let's see what you've got going. His mentor is somebody that I've loved, Dr. Ron Montoya. I know where Joe's heart is. I know what his thought process and his ethics are. And so I wanted to be a part of that. I said, yes, let's do it, man. So we worked out a covenant, and I've been advising them. And over the last year, we advise a lot of clients, some who listen and they go on to do some great things, others that for whatever reason they don't make it even in their first year. And Joe has sat there many times and called me and said, Troy, I see some of your other clients and they've got 40 and 50 and 60 and 70,000 people joining their company in the first 12 months, and man, we're just not doing that. And I said, but Joe, you got to keep your focus, man. You set some ethical guidelines for yourself. You said you wanted to keep them. He said, I do. Well, this last month, they just broke 1,000 reps, and they're on their way to doing 2,500. They went international. They're in Puerto Rico now, and that's because of the founder. You know, and a lot of times we look at companies, and we say, that company's not ethical. Oh, that company's the greatest, but it's not really the companies. You know, I was gone to Dallas this week, and I saw where the 5 largest banks in America pled guilty to fraud. Now, how can a corporation plead guilty to fraud? Well, it's so the founders don't have to, or the executive team, so they have that little shell. Well, Joe Tyson doesn't hide behind uTHRiV. He's proud to say, I am with uTHRiV. This thing happen. I remember Joe called me one night. He said, Troy, I'm on the road. I just had a phenomenal meeting with a guy on the phone, and I've got to talk to you for a minute. And I said, okay, what is it? And he goes, I think I know what I need to do. I've been praying on it. I know where my heart's at. I know where my gut's at, but I want to walk it through with you. Are you okay with that? And I said, yeah. He said, okay. He goes, I've got a guy that came to me, and he's a big-time leader, and he's with another company, and he's leaving that company. There's some things that he doesn't like. He wants to be more challenged. And he said, the only way he could come over here is if I paid him. I said, okay. He goes, what should I do? I said, I can't tell you what to do, Joe. You know that. But I'm going to give you some advice. Number one, you got to follow your heart. You got to follow your gut. You know what you told me in the beginning. And now you're facing it. You got to decide. I said, but I also want to give you some practical advice too. If you decide that you're going to pay a leader to come into your company, you need to call Kevin Thompson on the phone. You need to make sure that you've got an ironclad business development agreement, that it's a win-win for everybody, and that it's got some production in there. You've got to make this stuff happen. You're not just giving out money. Oh, that's great advice. Thank you. Hung up the phone. I knew what he was going to do. I've been with this man through thick and thin. He walks his walk. But this is the thing. We go through these situations in life. These ethical dilemmas will hit us in the face when we're seeing what everybody else is doing, and they're hitting 30 and 40,000 in the first year, and we're just trying to break 500, trying to break 1,000, trying to hit 2,000. We're trying to keep 10 to 15% of them active. We're trying to keep 40 to 50% of them on auto ship. We know what our break-even mark is, and then we're faced with this beautiful leader. He's got all the success. He says, man, I'm going to need some money if I come over. Joe calls me back the next morning. He said, man, I wanted him so bad. He goes, but I couldn't do that to everybody. It's put their heart and soul into this company from day one, never got a deal. He goes, Troy, I called him, told him, man, I'd love to have you on the team. I really want you here, and I can't pay you. You know that guy's with his company today? Sometimes it's amazing what happened when we say no, and a person truly sees the opportunity, sees what they're supposed to have. So he's Joe's partner, and man, they've been at this thick and thin. Brian owns successful businesses all over the place. But you'd never know that he had any type of success because he's always in his car, out there in the field, bleeding with them, dying with them, struggling with them, succeeding with them as if his life depended on it, that he had no plan B, nothing to fall back on. You start looking for a leader, and it may not be Joe and Brian. uTHRiV may not be for you. But you need to find a company with leadership that will bleed, sweat, cry, struggle, succeed, get excited, be passionate, and celebrate with you your successes, because that's a company that has the makings to become iconic, that can change the world, and that's what you need to look for. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.